Welcome to Silicon Valley Asian Business Talk.
This is Roger Chen from University of San Francisco Center for Business Studies and Innovation in Asia Pacific. Welcome to our interview program. First, we want to thank Geek House to host this interview. And this is a very unique venue where Facebook or Meta was founded several years ago. And in our today's interview, we want to welcome Brandon Wang from Synopsys. And Brandon, first, thank you very much. Would you please briefly introduce yourself?
Yes, I've been in Silicon Valley for more than 30 years, right? So I started with the designers. Currently, I'm in the corporate strategy group at Synopsys. I was very fortunate to caught the internet boom when Silicon Valley moving from silicon to internet. And later I was with a company called ARM. We make the technologies that enables the mobile era. So again, very fortunately, grow with the mobile and see the valley from silicons to internet to mobile applications. And in the last 6 years with Synopsys, I'm focused on the corporate strategy, look at how a company sets strategy and enables both organic and inorganic growth.
Thank you. And also, I remember correctly, you are the vice president from the CEO office of Synopsys,
yes,
right? And in charge of corporate strategy, which is great.
Real competitive edge and opportunity in the AI era.
Can you kind of give us your version of your prediction about the big opportunities relating to AI or maybe in your domain space, so that, from your perspective, what are the big opportunities?
Well, for silicon, this is really great because the AI really requires a lot of insatiable computation
power,
powers, right? So that gone from the silicon. So silicon will be everywhere. When I in the beginning mentioned the silicon renaissance, is really about you're going to see that all the applications will have silicon in it. So the first benefit from the business I'm in is huge TAM expansion.
Like a total addressable market.
Yeah, it's expansion of people. Just it's a pure usage of silicon, right? Silicon is more pervasive in everywhere, right?
When you say silicon, actually, for audience, basically mean semiconductor chips.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the first, I think, immediate impact, which is great news, right? So if you look at, as I said, the tech reduction happens due to macro, but I think in the silicon side, we are starving for talents.
Starving for talents.
Yes, we have more demand than we can be able to satisfy, right? So this is great, number one. The second one is AI technology as a general technology. When I say that, is that, in Silicon Valley, every 2 or 3 years, you'll have a new hot area.
Yes.
We've gone through, group pump, social media.
Right, that's true. Like every waves, different waves.
Every waves, a couple of years away, but they all tends to be focused on in vertical.
Okay, one area.
One area. But when you come into an innovation, I call it the level of earthquake in terms of measure the disruption it created. Then the real technology disruption happens. It's not 2 or 3 years. It happens like once every 1 or 2 decades. The last time we see massive technology disruption is the internet, which is 20 years ago.
It's a very fundamental.
It's 20-something years ago.
Yeah.
It's a fundamental, and this is after 20-some years. Now you see AI is another one, right? It's not about a particular vertical.
Right.
It is about the massive impact of this sort of disruption that it can bring, right? So now back to your question is, what is the second phase, not immediately to my business, which is great, which is the first one, the TAM expansion, but the second one is what's the impact to us in general, not just me or Synopsys, in general, or a tech community, is that we have to find a way, definitely, to ride this disruption. So there's a few things. One is that integrate AI in your work, whether you're developing product, doing anything. It doesn't matter.
That's going to be a fundamental change.
Fundamental change, whether you're doing marketing or you're doing technology development, or even your human resource. You think about how much AI can be part of you. And this is, I call, you have to do it. Actually, you don't have choices. Whether it's because if you don't do it, your competitor will do it.
It forces you to do it.
So it is almost to, 10 years from now, you look at it, it's a hygiene factor.
That's true.
But then the argument is, well, since everybody's going to have it, it may not change the whole competitive landscape, right? Because our competitor will have it. Now, it comes down to see how quickly you can have it, right? So it becomes a timing play. If usually in the tech domain, we know that if you're 18 months, 2 years ahead of the competitors, you have some, some stickiness. You create it. But if you're only leading 6 months, or you cannot scale in a year, then your competitor can catch up. But given AI is such a fundamental technology, it's going to be everywhere. So how do you set and pick AI as the element to certain application that bring the most value and bring the most unfair advantage, right? That's you need to set the priority of that, right? So this is very broad, and it's not just limited to tech company, but being a tech company that you would have better understanding of the technology itself and how it impacts all the aspects, right? That's kind of the second phase of AI, which if you do it well, it's a blessing. If you don't do it well, it's a curse. So, but it is I call it the deploy AI into the existing application you already have, the product you already do, and make it better.
Right.
But if you look at the internet, the most interesting phase is it's not about internet to make online airline booking faster because all the airline have it. Right. It's not about bring this database so that banking can be more efficient because every bank has it, right? So the real internet happened 20 years ago is to create an application was not imaginable.
Like a new categories.
New applications, like e-commerce was it's not imaginable without it. So these are the most beneficial of technology disruption. The company born out to create application that was not imaginable without this particular disruption.
Technology.
Those are the most beneficial. You look at the largest company, AWS, Alibaba, they are the fruit of that technology. So if you're an entrepreneur, if you have an opportunity working on a new application to leverage this disruption, super high earthquake level of technology disruption, there absolutely is a way to go.
The company that comes into mind is like a Netflix or Google. You would never imagine a company like a Google without internet.
Exactly. So what I know that you probably have your work, your job, your every day, and you are super excited about, hey, machine learning, AI, they make my product efficient. But sometimes come down to say, what are the new applications? Not the product in my hand. It's something new that I created that could enter the next phase. They call the new industry revolution.
Have you seen any signs or possible candidates that may become the new like a native AI categories?
I would say this: we're in very early innings of AI technologies. Everything that we talk about is large language model, is I call it the infrastructure play.
Right.
How about training? What's training? It's a cost.
Yeah.
It's not application. It's a cost. So we're in the early inning in terms of from pure technology development phase. The early inning means we are in the capital infusion stage. It's about investment stage.
Okay. Yeah.
It's to build the strongest infrastructure that be able to have a potential to be applied into different verticals.
Yeah.
Right? New verticals.
Yeah, new verticals.
But the bottom line here is that investment is not the goal. Return is the goal.
That's true. That's
ROI, return on investment.
Yeah.
Where the return will be happening. The return will be happening at each of the applications.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, yeah.
Super promising because it's so early. When you ask the question, is that people are explore all the different verticals and to see what this technology can bring me. Of course, the people's first look at is the existing vertical.
Right, that's true.
Because as a corporate guy, you always look at the TAM. And if a vertical is, Jensen Huang call it, $0 billion market, right? So basically, it's non-existing, but potential is high. It does not impact immediately your next quarter or next year. Right. And that's where the entrepreneur can have an unfair advantage because they start at zero, right? Yeah, that's true. And they can dive, there's much less opportunity cost for them. Yeah. Corporate need to busy to take care of their existing product with AIs, but you can focus on explore the new areas. So that's where I'm super excited for entrepreneur for the next phase. It's not, you don't have to create another GPU to do LLM, right? The capex is too high. It's lay down the internet cable across the Pacific that we are doing in that phase. But the entire 2.5 decades of innovation happens in the verticals application. That's true. It's not about putting $100 billion to lay down the cables, opticals across the Pacific. Yeah, that's the foundation. That's the foundation. So we are early innings about investment to build a good enough foundation. And of course, that is where we keep talking about data, computations, and algorithms to enable that foundation. But the verticals application, the new application happening in the next phase is so amazing because given the level of the disruption, it almost impact entire thing, right? Yeah, so that's where I felt like we should be way more optimistic than the permissive side of AI going to be, replacing job and things like this. Because that's true. That's true. That's a very good point. Yes. Because it's kind of, they always view like a zero-sum game. It's not zero-sum. Yeah. It's zero-sum or negative sum when you don't have demand to use your resources. Yeah. And you said, oh, I need AI are going to be, what am I going to do with AI? I can cut my 100 people to be 50 people. Right. But think about the imagination about the application queue-up is that if you're in a situation to say, I have so much business comes in, the new application comes in, my 100 people cannot handle this. Right, that's true. And I have to reject some of the business because I don't have enough people. Yeah. That's where you can say, hey, let AI reduce my existing team to be 20 people. So I have 80 people to serve the new application. Right, that's true. So the innovative and exciting part is about what are the new applications going to come in? Going to stir the whole new way of growth. A growth means to bring many, many years later's GDP, maybe this year, right? So that the entire possibility of future application that we've been kind of dream about is now suddenly so closer to our product, our applications, so that ultimately add into the growth. Yeah, that's great. Actually, that's really, I 100% agree with you actually, and I want to thank you.
Thank you for watching.